Hey everyone, Daniel here. The show that you are about to enjoy is the Informal Program in its entirety. So that includes the pre-show, LA themed with Bagman, and the show itself, the Informal Program, and whatever else we do, a penalty report or whatever, in the overflow. For reasons that will become quite apparent, this show is kind of hard to animate in a full 29 minutes. And trust me, you really don't want to see what we look like in non-animated form. It's not pretty. For more information on the show, you can find us at informalprogram.com. And please subscribe to the Informal Program with Daniel West, wherever you get your podcasts, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're all there. Rate, subscribe, and review. And hey, thanks for watching this or listening to it. I guess that's a better way of putting it. Please enjoy Informal Radio. I'm smiling here. You just can't see it.
Home to the Informal Program. Informal Overflow, the 5-minute LA sports show with Bagman, and whatever else they can come up with. This is Informal Radio. Pasadena, California.
Did we say the city in Southern California?
Legally, we have to. Oh, yeah. This is the 5-minute LA sports show with Bagman.
I thought we had him. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I am a somber Bagman, a saddened Bagman, a sober Bagman. There is a path. There was a path. Especially as we saw what unfolded with the Cowboys. Sorry. I told you there was a path. I laid it out very plainly for you. All the Rams had to do is take care of business. And before them was a path straight to the Super Bowl. We don't trust Brock Purdy. We don't know what's going to happen with Brock Purdy. But if the Green Bay Packers are any indication, they may take the very same path the Rams took. This game came down to one major decision, and one which I cannot be too angry at. With around 4 minutes to go in the ballgame, Sean McVay, with all 3 timeouts, he's haunted by this decision, he says. He punts the ball away. I'm going to get mad, actually, the more I think about this. You have all of those dogs on defense. 4 minutes to go in the game. All you need to do is get a stop. The Lions proceed to hold the ball the rest of the game and never give Matthew Stafford a chance to redeem himself in Detroit. I don't care whether there are pass interference penalties. I don't care what happened before. You have your defense on the field, your defense that won you a Super Bowl, your defense that won you an NFC Championship game when Garoppolo was driving, and you need them to make one stop with 4 minutes to go in the game. You know what? I was going to get mad, but I'm not going to get mad. Let me rip this up. This punt index saying it was a cowardly punt. No, you know what was cowardly? The defense was cowardly at the end. How about you make a stop? I've got game logs here. You think Bagman didn't come with receipts? I came with receipts. I've got Bagman papers. I always have Bagman papers. I have game logs in these papers. Let me read to you the end of this game. 3-yard run. Short pass. Run. 2-minute warning. Short pass. Goff kneels because they got a first down. Embarrassing. The defense should be ashamed of itself. Matthew Stafford, what more could Matthew Stafford have done? He gave you a chance. Stop them. You got rid of Jared Goff because the offense wasn't good enough. Not because the defense wasn't good enough. You had dogs everywhere. You had dogs who won the Super Bowl. You still have dogs. Stop them. And now the Green Bay Packers are going to flaunt on the same path that I laid out for you. They're probably listening to the show. Jordan Love sitting in the locker room saying, you know what, there's this Bagman in Los Angeles. Here's what the Bagman said. You take care of business. You beat Detroit, which they don't have to do yet. But look at the other side of the bracket now. The one power that we thought at least had a chance, even if they weren't going to win the title, the Cowboys, they're gone. Look at that side of the bracket. The Buccaneers or the Lions? Please. It's infuriating. It is absolutely infuriating. They squandered a championship opportunity. We're going to look back and rue this day. Shout out to the Rams, though. They did play well. It was a great season, considering what many thought would be another season where they lost the trade and they hung out in the gutter. They found stars all over the place. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua. The list goes on and on. Matthew Stafford still in great form. And by the way, these Detroit Lions fans, the man gave you his career. The man gave you his injured body, and you boo his children? Get out of here. Booing the Stafford children. They're not even 10 years old. They're not old enough to know what's happening. Just because they had 9 on the back of their jersey in Rams colors, you're booing them? Act like you've been there before. Even if you haven't since the 90s. I was going to be calm today. I was going to come in and say, whoop-de-doo. How about that season for our plucky old Rams and their no draft picks? But no, I got mad thinking about that defense. 4 minutes. Make a stop. No, I'm sorry. I can't do that. I'm the Rams defense suddenly. Please. You won a title doing it. Why couldn't you do it against the Lions? And don't get me started on the Lakers. See you next week.
News when you need it. Opinions whether you want it or not. It's Bagman on Informal Radio.
Greetings, it is I, the Grim Speaker. Keep it right here on Informal Radio. Indeed.
Hi, this is Engineer John Beanie, and you're listening to Informal Radio. You get that right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of the Informal Program this season, a show that would like to congratulate the Dallas Cowboys on somehow not having the most embarrassing NFC East flameout of this postseason. Sort of. Maybe. We're not sure.
Live from a city in Southern California, this is the Informal Program. Here's your host, Daniel West.
We're back. Exciting times around the Informal Program today. We are going to open in mere moments the Informal Improv Theater for the first time this year, and you will get to see why we don't open it very often. I'm your host, Daniel West, with some very low-sounding drops. There we go. Thank you, John. Joined by Dave Rogers, John Beanie, the News Snail, an assortment of characters. The News Snail apologizing profusely for missing some of the biggest sports stories of the week that broke apparently while we were on the air last week, but he is forgiven. He's still here.
Yes.
Before we get to that, though, two very important things. First off, I'd like for you to go to whatever platform you're subscribed on or that you listen to us on. SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, I guess YouTube when we're on YouTube, but mainly we're mainly audio, focusing on audio right now. We'll do some YouTube stuff, though, nonetheless. But whether you're SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, I think we're on Podbean, Stitcher. I don't know all the places. But if there is the ability, wherever you listen to us, to review the show, give us a little star rating, please do that. And then...
Yeah?
You're looking at me, Dave. I just got kind of nervous.
No, I'm just making sure you do, exactly as I said.
Okay. No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah, keep talking. I'm watching you.
So ridiculous. And then if you could give us a review as well. So just write down, what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, how Dave could be a better producer, but they're limited characters, so maybe hold off on that last one. But yeah, rate, subscribe, review, RSR. If you can rate us, subscribe, and review, we'd really appreciate it. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Dave, John, what was Monday?
MLK Day.
That's right. Shout out. It's time for the Informal Improv Theater. We're going to recap all of the big things that we missed over the last week or so. A lot of movement, a lot of shaking. This week's theme in the Informal Improv Theater is Coaching Carousel. Here's how the Informal Improv Theater works. I am the proprietor of said theater. I give these gentlemen a prompt. For instance, Coaching Carousel. And then we act it out. So Dave will play the role of coach or GM or whatever. We'll find out together. I think there's some imaging for this. Do we have imaging?
And now it's time for the Informal Improv Theater.
All right. That was imaging of some sort. It is time to open the doors. We begin with the coach of the Texans, Mike Vrabel.
What's up?
Hi, Mike. How's it going?
Doing all right.
Mike, you're in a meeting.
Okay. Is anyone gonna show up?
Oh, hi.
Oh, it's my old friend, bearded guy, Rand Carthen. How you doing, Rand?
I'm doing great. But listen, I hate doing this.
That's okay. You can tell me anything. We're buddies, right?
Yeah, buddies.
Why are you speaking like that, Rand? Huh? Well, you know something I don't?
Yeah.
What?
Well,
You're promoting me to general manager along with you?
no, actually. I'm sorry to say this, but you're out.
Out. Out how?
We fired you.
What? What? You can't do this to me. I started this franchise.
Actually, you didn't.
No, I started this. My name is on the door, Mike Titan. Do you know how much I sacrificed? Out am I?
Yeah.
What is the Green Goblin?
Pete Carroll.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Out am I?
No, you're what?
Pete Carroll.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, man?
How you doing? Give me some dab.
I don't think Pete Carroll dapped the executive of the Seahawks.
Now, you weren't there.
All right. So here's the deal.
No, hold on. The team? We were okay, right?
Yeah.
I want to stay.
That's great.
Yeah?
Well, we want to move on.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's awkward.
Yep. You want to stay on as an advisor, though?
Yeah, sure. Maybe.
All right, but when you do the press conference, make it sound like we parted amicably, okay?
At the press conference.
So I wanted to stay coaching, but these fools are like, no, you're out, bruh. So I'm an advisor now, which means I get paid to point out stuff while I'm not the coach.
Why did you say that?
Bill Belichick.
Nice run we had, huh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Patriots executive. I don't know your name.
You should know my name. It's been like 20 years, Bill.
Yeah, I know, but you know, no, I stuff.
What was that?
I said I want to go, but you know, you're gonna do stuff here.
Great method acting, Dave, but I can't hear you.
I mean, Bill Belichick. I'm not Dave. I know who Dave is. We're on to the next game. Fourth wall breaking man.
All right, this is really dying on the vine.
Hey, let the man cook here, all right? And by man, I mean Bill Belichick, genius executive guy. So what's this meeting about? You want me to get out of here?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I want to leave, so good for us. You want to call a press conference or something?
Yeah, let's do it.
You know, say we parted amicably, because we did. 20 years, you know. Good run.
Yeah, was a good run.
Nick Saban.
Oh, okay. Hang on a minute. I'm sorry. I for those of you listening, what are we doing? Hold on. Okay, let's just review here for a minute. So we had the Green Goblin was in Tennessee.
Well, I mean, they kicked him out. They kicked him out of Oscorp.
Okay. What happened? Pete Carroll was dapping someone?
Yeah, that's how they greet each other in Seattle. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever been to Seattle, huh?
No.
No, you would have known that.
Seattle, huh?
Yep. That's how they greet each other in certain parts.
What parts?
Parts where the Seahawks are, obviously.
Okay, and then I couldn't hear half of what you said, Bill Belichick.
That's why it was such a good impersonation.
Nick Saban.
All right, if you're listening, I'm sorry, audience. This is really bad.
I mean, you're the one. I said, hey, you know what we should do? Let's break down, like, real analysis, the coach's impact, their legacies, and you're like, no, I'm Daniel West. I know better. Let's do improv theater. Ha.
I don't sound like that.
You did at the meeting.
Nick Saban.
Also, where's John been?
I'm the executive, guys. You know, just catching vibes.
Nick Saban.
I think I'm done.
Okay, well, we'll steal another coach from somewhere.
and scene.
I feel like I've wasted 5 minutes of my life I'm never going to see again.
Oh. Sorry you felt that way.
I thought we killed it.
Yeah, give it up for us.
Hey, good job. High five, man. Good job. Good job. Give me some love. Give me some dap.
It's the quietest dap I've ever heard.
Well, I mean, it was a Bill Belichick when you couldn't hear it.
All right. Yes. So can we do an actual segment on coaches?
No, it's too late now, bruh. You wasted your bullet.
All right. When we come back, Beanie Factoids. That'll really class up the joint. As if that last segment wasn't bad enough, Beanie Factoids is next.
You don't have to be sarcastic.
Every show's got gambling. We do too. But maybe don't bet on it. Here's John Beanie.
Hi.
Oh, no. We're doing this again?
Hi. Brought to you by our friends over at Draft Lords, which is the bookie in my basement. He doesn't live there. He shows up there when I need him to. I didn't want anyone to think anything weird's happening. Do not bet on the Eagles to make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, they lost.
Well, duh. That's why you shouldn't bet on it. Do not bet on the Browns to make the AFC Championship game.
Also lost.
What? Duh, man. I'm trying to save people money here. Don't bet on it. It's the name of the segment. I don't want them to bet on it. Don't bet on the Detroit Pistons to make the Eastern Conference Final.
They have 3 wins.
Well, that's why you shouldn't bet on them. Don't bet on Joe Burrow and the Bengals to make a deep playoff run.
They didn't make the playoffs.
And lastly, don't bet on the Lakers to reach the second round of the playoffs.
Finally, some actual gambling expertise.
That's right. That's why they call me John Beanie, the bookie guy.
And now we resume the Informal Program.
All right, we're back here. Woof, what a show. You remember how, was it copies of E.T. that they sent out to the desert and burned? I think that's what we want to do with like the first half of the show. Welcome back to the show.
Glowing endorsement for the product. Rate, subscribe, review on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud so you can hear Daniel whine about the show.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, the thing was your idea.
If by that I mean, or you mean in the meeting when we said, what should we do? And you said, hey, Daniel, you want to do informal improv theater? And you were winking at me. I said, yes.
Oh, that's kind of how it went down, actually.
All right, let's class up the joint with a segment that we know delivers quality content. All of that was satirical, of course. It's time for Beanie Factoids, the part of the show where John Beanie sits in his booth and steals takes from the internet and passes them as his own.
Whoa, I have one original this week.
And now it's time for Beanie Factoids. Here's John Beanie.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, John.
Hi. You sound thrilled.
I am. Can you tell?
Yep.
Number 1.
Number 1, Kyle Shanahan. Sorry, hang on, I lost my notes.
John.
I did. I'm sorry, here they are. I got them. They're on a note card over here. I just dropped it, that's all. Carry on. I mean, you know, it happens.
But with you, it seems very constant.
That's because I'm clumsy.
All right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Kyle Shanahan is the coach of the 49ers.
Number 2.
No, I wasn't done. No, that was just setting it up. So they asked Kyle Shanahan because he's going to face, you know, the team that beats the other team in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah, I explained, you know.
No. That's not how it works. Let me explain.
No, this is my segment. So the teams play the other teams in the playoffs. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so he's the coach of the 49ers who are going to play a team. And they asked him, when did you start preparing for Green Bay? And he said, I started preparing in the second quarter.
That's pretty savage. I don't think he meant it like that, but that is pretty savage. The Cowboys are getting blown out by so much that the coach of a team that was going to face Green Bay in the next round said, well, Cowboys aren't going to move on. Let's start prepping for Green Bay. That's pretty savage.
Number 2.
All right, number 2, factoid number 2 here. The Eagles, who lost to the Buccaneers, became the first team in NFL history to go 10-1, start the season 10-1, and not win 12 games.
Yeah, that was a rough. What on earth happened to the Eagles? We need scientists. We need our best minds. We need detectives to look into what happened to the Eagles. I want them to go in like True Detective Season 4, which I think dropped recently.
Yes.
I want a team of investigators to go in and examine what happened to the Eagles, much like they would a crime scene.
Are you done? You have the rest of the show to talk.
Number 3.
All right, coming in at number 3. Since 2009, the LA Angels have as many wins, in fact, more wins than the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs.
Okay, that's not even fair. What are we doing here? What how did the Angels get dragged into this?
The Angels won, looks like 7 games. In 2009. I don't know how many they won. Actually, the Cowboys won. I didn't do the numbers, but I checked online and I did the counting, and the Angels have more wins than the Cowboys since 2009.
And the Angels haven't won a playoff game since 2009. So that's kind of the joke there. But why did the Angels have to get dragged in?
Because it was funny.
Number 4.
All right, coming in at number 4. This is related. The Green Bay Packers have more wins at Cowboy Stadium in the playoffs since it opened than the Cowboys.
What?
Now that's surprising.
Is it, though?
I guess, yes, that is surprising that a team not even from your own division has more playoff wins at your home stadium than you do. That's quite surprising.
Yep.
Number 5.
And coming in at number 5, the Houston Texans, in their franchise history, have played 11 postseason games. 9 of them have been played on Saturday.
What?
Yeah, that's some weird stuff. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. This has been Beatty Factoids.
Yeah, that one's weird. Also something I would love for scientists to look into. What's happening? Is there some sort of contract that was written like when the team became an expansion team in 2002 with the late Bob McNair that they could only it's weird. I know part of it's like a market thing, but it's got to be one of the stranger playoff or sporting things that not enough people discuss. The Houston Texans, as John Beanie mentioned, almost exclusively play playoff games on Saturday. Essentially, unless they get to the AFC Championship game, or are playing the Patriots, I think, they're essentially playing on not only Saturday, but Saturday afternoon. I do not understand what it is. It feels targeted. It feels intentional. It feels like the Lions and the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving. I want more information on this.
The division isn't known for its greatness.
Right, but you'd think at some point, some year, like the Texans are not this robust franchise, clearly, but you would think at some point, just in the randomness of scheduling, they'd show up on a Sunday afternoon. But so is the deal that no one wants to watch them? Is that what it is? Is that what you're implying?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That no one wants to watch them, so they just like, Saturday. Always.
All right.
Yeah.
Since we have a couple moments, let's talk about the playoffs here. I think we all thought that the Cowboys were not going to be a championship contender if we were really honest with ourselves, but I don't think anyone expected that. Like, we thought they were going to choke in later rounds. We didn't think they were going to get blown out at home, and don't let that score fool you. That game was not that close. You have to blow it up. You can't keep these people around. I don't know if you keep Dak. I don't know if you definitely don't keep Mike McCarthy. Quinn, the defensive coordinator, I don't know if you hire him somewhere else. This whole thing, I know it's one game. This may be a huge overreaction, but this is the kind of thing that just nukes a franchise. Like, you do not recover from this.
Well, didn't the Tampa Bay Lightning, get reverse swept and then,
Right, but the Tampa Bay Lightning had been to the Stanley Cup final in 2015. Like, the Cowboys are trying to get there. The Cowboys, what happened to the Cowboys feels exactly like what happened to the Raptors before Kawhi Leonard showed up. It feels like an event so seismic that you cannot recover from it. You cannot have that same team roll out there the next year. That's not the kind of thing you say, boys, well, you know what, we were that close. Let's just all run it back together. No, you've seen Dak, great guy, stand-up individual, it appears. I mean, who knows for sure, but, I mean, seems like a really good dude.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm just saying we don't know these people. I mean, O.J. Simpson was on TV.
Are you implying?
Whoa.
No, I'm not.
Too far.
Yeah, it sounds like you're implying. You're accusing Dak Prescott of crimes?
No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying we don't know these people. You know what I mean. No, I'm not saying that, no, I'm not saying that.
Well, OG didn't do anything, by the way. That's what
If the glove don't fit.
That's right. He couldn't put the glove on. You saw it.
That's not that wasn't the take. The take was about Dak Prescott, but you guys have...
It sounds like you really don't like today's show.
I wonder why. We'll be back with more if I don't quit.
And now, live from the newsroom, it's the Bagman Sports Report.
Bagman here in the studios. Pleasure to be with you. Let me give you some basketball scores from Monday since the bosses said, Bagman, do more sports. Stop yelling about the Lakers. Grizzlies 116, Warriors 107. The dynasty's over. Blow the team up. Trade everyone but Steph Curry. Jazz beat the Pacers 132 to 105. Watch out for the Jazz. Celtics beat the Raptors 105-96. And the Lakers beat the Thunder. Oh, they got to win. They got to win. The banner. Raise the banner into the rafters. The Lakers got to win against a non-mediocre team. Oh, I'm so happy. How would you do it 4 more times in the playoffs instead of on a random night? I'm sorry, was that a rant? Are the bosses going to be upset? Back to the show.
And now we resume the Informal Program.
All right, we're back here on the Informal Program. Truly a just disaster of a show, but thank you for listening.
Yep. You thought it was bad talking. You had to listen to the whole thing.
All right, Mr. 5 executives.
No, I was the coaches.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Green Goblin, Mike Vrabel.
That's how he felt, though.
He did. He felt like Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man. That's how he felt?
Yes.
He was blindsided. That's why he hopped on a hoverboard and threw pumpkin bombs at the Texans front office.
That part is not true. All right, it's time for the... What did we do today? We didn't cover the Rams. Bagman, I guess Bagman will cover the Rams, or Bagman did cover the Rams. I didn't hear the 5-minute LA Sports Show.
Oh, he covered them.
Okay, well, I guess you'll listen to that if you want your Rams coverage. We did something today, but let's close it out with what we close the week out with normally. It's time for the winners of the week. Fancy imaging, please.
Hang on.
Man, nothing has gone right.
It's time for the best countdown in sports radio. From
I don't
10
know
to
about
1, here are the Informal Program's
Winners! Winners! Winners!
All right, Dave says we're running out of time, so we only have time for 8. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right. And please stop saying, the computer has been silent on it, but I'm going to say it. If you say, one more time, I will take the microphone from you.
Don't you say more than I do?
Maybe. Just get to it.
Hang on, let me find number 8. Hang on. Oh, I got it. Hang on, there we go.
number 8.
Good gracious. All right. What a disaster this show has been. Thank you for listening. Coming in at number 8, Jordan Love.
You love him.
Not only the irony of Be Love written all over the end zones while Jordan Love carved up the Cowboys defense in the first half was just chef's kiss. Jordan Love, a near perfect passer rating, his playoff debut. People doubted him. Colin Cowherd said that he was a mid-system quarterback. Direct quote. Maybe not. But basically what he said. Jordan Love goes into the playoffs and says, hey, you remember that Aaron Rodgers guy? It's almost biblical. I forget where it was in the Old Testament, but there was a ruler who essentially said, you thought labor was hard under my dad. Well, listen, it's going to be real rough with me. Y'all thought you got a break, huh? Nope. I'm going to be worse. That's what Jordan Love did. He said, oh, you guys thought NFC North Cowboys. The bad man had gone to the Jets. Oh, no. There's a new bad man in town, and I'm Jordan Love. That's what he said, and then he proceeded to just dunk all over the Cowboys. So Jordan Love coming in at number 8.
It's number 7.
Coming in at number 7, this is extremely self-serving. The computer. Really? The computer? The computer put herself on the list at number 7? The computer wants vindication because the computer last week said that the Kansas City Chiefs were better than the Cleveland Browns in our final computer rankings of the season that you can find online, informalprogram.com. Go back to episode 2 of the show. I doubted her. I said the Browns deserve to be ranked ahead of the Chiefs. The Browns lost. The Chiefs won. So now the computer's taking a victory lap in at number 7. That's extremely self-serving. We shouldn't tolerate that kind of behavior. That's embarrassing on our part.
At number 6.
Coming in at number 6 is Kelsey, but not the Kelsey that you probably know of. The other Kelsey, Jason Kelsey, who announced his retirement after having to watch the Eagles on Monday. No, that's not. No, come on. No, that's not why he did it. He had a good 13-year career. He's one of the great centers of all time.
Jeff Saturday would like a word.
I said one of. John wants to join this game, but he can't think of another center.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I called your bluff, didn't I?
Yeah, I was going to make someone up. Alex Galchenyuk.
No, he was a... No, for crying out. No, he was an ice... Alex Galchenyuk.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid.
Okay, now you guys are being ridiculous. Now this has just gotten stupid. No, now we're doing other centers and other sports. Is that the game that we're playing now? Is that what's happening over there?
Yes.
Alex Galchenyuk.
I haven't heard from him recently. What's that news now? Say it louder. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's why we haven't heard from him, huh? Wow.
Here's number 5.
Coming in at number 5, South Divisions. We mocked them. We said the NFC South, the AFC South. What good could come out of those divisions? Well, they put 2 teams into the divisional round.
You okay?
Yes, let me slow down and say that again. Into the divisional round, Texans beat the Browns, and the Buccaneers beat what remained of the Philadelphia Eagles that hadn't been beaten out of them already by whatever the end of that season was. So the South Division's winners at number 5.
At number 4.
Coming at number 4, speaking of the South, the Texans. A lot of people said the Browns were sleeper Super Bowl contenders, and then the Texans said, yeah, we're young. We don't care about that. And they are going to be a dangerous team continuing in the playoffs.
And now, your top 3.
Coming in at number 3, the city of Detroit. I know they didn't win a championship, but congratulations to Detroit on merely winning a playoff game, which feels like a very, very big accomplishment.
We are winners! Winners! Winners!
The city of Detroit.
We know we're a winning city! Full of winners!
And?
We're going to see you in the playoffs!
That's right. John?
This is number 2.
Coming in at number 2, just missing the top spot, any number of college football agents. Over the past week or so, we saw a lot of movement. Kalen DeBoer to Washington, Jed Fish going to Washington to replace Kalen DeBoer. I'm sorry, Kalen DeBoer went to Alabama, people going to Washington, a lot of movement. But the big winners were the agents because a lot of coaches got paid and a lot of coaches got new jobs.
Here comes the money.
That's right. And now, without further ado, please, John Beanie, hit the imaging. It's time for number 1.
Here's number 1.
There can only be one winner this week, or maybe multiple, many winners. Cowboy haters. Boy, did you all feast. As I mentioned before, yeah, we all kind of thought the Cowboys weren't going to win the Super Bowl, weren't going to win the NFC. Maybe in a very strange world, in one of the many simulations and the one that went wacky, maybe lose to the Packers. But 27-0 at one point? Oh, Cowboys fans. Cowboys haters, you feasted. That's why they're America's team, because we all come together whether you love them or you hate them. Today's show has been produced by Dave Rogers. He takes all responsibility. Audio engineering by John Beanie, the news snail with the research. I've been the host. You've been the listeners. We'll see you next week. Until then, bye.
This is the Informal Post Show.
Oh, wow. OG Anunoby's been traded.
Really? To the Knicks? I didn't see that coming.
Oh, the Panthers. No, not the Panthers. Hang on, I read that wrong. What was that news, Neil? Oh, the Falcons. The Falcons are considering an interview with Bill Belichick.
No.
Is that a power move, or is that one of the weakest moves you've ever seen?
Well, that's a good question.
You hire or talk to and potentially hire the coach responsible for your biggest embarrassment in franchise history.
Oh, you think he walks in there and he's just like, oh, yeah, I remember. I conquered you too now.
I don't know about that.
That'll be hilarious.
You're listening to Informal Radio, home of the Informal Program, the Informal Overflow, the 5-minute LA Sports Show, and whatever else they can come up with. This is Informal Radio. And now, live from the Department of Broadcaster Continuity, the Penalty Report.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Penalty Report. I am your host, Daniel West. I'm doing this because the penalty assessing robot has combed through the latest episode of the Informal Program, which you can hear on this same channel, episode 3, and hear all the mistakes we made along with the fine show we produced, which was, it was a rough one, but I hope you enjoyed it. First off, for some reason, this is inexplicable. This feels like it should be a penalty to the level of someone actually being punished and not just warned. I don't know. The computer is awaiting. You need more information before you deal out a punishment. So this is just the announcement of the infraction. We'll have the punishment later. Okay. This is inexcusable. During the Informal Improv Theater, I called, you can go back and find it, I called the Tennessee Titans the Houston Texans.
What?
Yeah, which is really shocking. That's something that should not happen at all.
Oh no, that's not good.
It isn't.
Talk about shocking.
It really is shocking. What makes this worse is no one corrected me. We continued with the segment, and then later on, Dave Rogers called them the Texans.
Oh no, that's not good.
So help your host out here. That's the first one there. The Texans, we meant the Tennessee Titans. The Texans, of course, a franchise that was birthed because the Texans, or the Titans, I should say, left Houston and were the Oilers.
New Orleans Pelican situation?
Yeah, we're not doing that show again. Secondly, who was did you say this, Dave?
Yeah, I did. I had a show today.
Yes, Dave did have a show today. It was in theory, I don't know. Yeah, he did have a show. Loosely, not much. Dave said that the 2015 No. You said that we were talking about the 2015 Tampa Bay Lightning, but you said that the Tampa Bay Lightning were reverse swept in the postseason. That's not true. They were just straight up swept. They had the greatest regular season in franchise history, in NHL history to that point, and then were swept in the playoffs. But they decided to run it back, and I said the reason why was because they had championship pedigree, because they'd already been to the Stanley Cup Finals with portions of that team. So it wasn't like they were trying to get over the hump. That's what I meant to say. But anyway, somewhere in there was the mistake that Dave Rogers said they were reverse swept. So that's that. And last but not least, we're going to get biblical for a moment. I was asking who was the king who said, hey, listen, if you thought things were hard before, wait till I get in there. And we found out this was King Rehoboam in the book of 1 Kings. Is that correct, Dave?
Yes.
And now, because we really want to make sure that everyone understands what we were going for those of you listening who are very confused, essentially I gave the analogy.
What a nerd.
Well, what do you mean, what a nerd? No, the analogy was Jordan Love was like this biblical king Rehoboam who said, if you thought things were bad with my father, wait till I get in there because it's going to be worse. That's what King Rehoboam said. I said that is what Jordan Love said because he walked into Cowboys Stadium and said, oh, you thought the bad man was gone? You thought Aaron Rodgers is gone? That means health and wealth and prosperity for the NFC North and for the Dallas Cowboys? No, that's not what it means. It means I'm going to take over and I'm going to torture you for the next, 12, 15 years. Anyway, so that was that. So it's King Rehoboam who took over for King Solomon. Is that right?
Yes.
But we just want Dave to read the King James. That's basically what we're going for here. Dave, do you have in front of you the portion of Scripture? Because I just want to hear you say thee and thou. That's pretty much it.
Yep, I have it here. All right, so hold on, let me find it here. So he asked the people, anyway, oh no, his advisors told him to say this. Anyway, let me see here. And whereas my father did lade you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father hath chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions.
You turned into an announcer man there at the end.
I did. Scorpions. That's what Jordan Love's gonna bring. He's gonna whip them with scorpions.
Yep. That's exactly what he's gonna do. All right, we'll see you next time for the this show. Today has been absurd. Anyway, that's the end of the show. Hopefully we won't see you that often. See ya.
This has been the Penalty Report. Tune in next time, which means Daniel's messed up another show. Live from the studios, I'm Announcer Man. Good night. This concludes the Penalty Report.